Welcome, my name's Shelley. This is the Willow Tree Green. I've still got my cold, so I'm still very nasally. And my dog's down here, so I keep looking down. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this little mishmash of video of me over this weekend as I make a couple of garments. So catch you in a minute. So I'm just starting to sew, or consider I'm not doing any of those things. What am I doing? I'm getting together the bits and pieces I need to potentially make this out of the Beyond the Pink Door fabric from the other week. So I've got it here. It's been washed. And I'm thinking, because this is a night dress, and if you see on the pattern there, it's got like lace in the top part here, that I don't have any lace, and I'm not really I don't really want to buy any either, but I do have some of these little flowers, and I think the colours kind of go, so I'm thinking that I might use those as the edging. I think in the light there, that looks quite nice. I reclaimed those from a dressing gown that I had for years and years and years. So a bit of reuse there. It's got thread on it from somewhere. The other thing that I noticed as I was getting ready to do this, I have to excuse the jerkiness, I'm holding this in my hand. As usual, they don't really help you with the finished garment measurements. They've got some numbers at the bottom there, but they don't really tell you the hip and the bust. It doesn't actually, I can't even see those words anywhere. It just says width lower edge, measurement at hip line, measurement at bust line, which I suppose is the bust. And this has been cut. I felt a bit like Stephanie Canada when I was taking this out, because the pattern pieces had just been screwed up in the packet, so I had to unravel them and flatten it down. And yeah, it was definitely a Stephanie Canada moment. Who did this to their pattern? But the size 16 looks like it's going to be a little bit too narrow around my hips, so what I'll probably do is just spread the pattern on the fabric a little bit, just to give myself an extra couple of inches. And I was thinking that I will probably end up making B and E there, so the shorter top and a pair of trousers. I think that would be nice. I just have to figure out how to cut the pieces out now, so I'll see if I'm going to bring you along. What I'm doing now is a bit of pattern Tetris on the floor. So I've laid the fabric on the available floor space, and I'm just trying to fit all the pieces on. They have you cut the top back separately. I'm not entirely certain why, so I'm going to join it together, and I can just about fit the trousers on there. So the pattern's all cut out now. I will put a couple of photos in of the actually crawling around on the floor, cutting it out. I do have a dining room table, but it's currently got my husband's work stuff all over it because my daughter's reclaimed her bedroom while she's back from uni this week. And yeah, so I have this left. The pattern does call for a drawstring, but I am thinking I won't bother because I don't think it would be a usable drawstring and it'll just get on my nerves, so I'm not going to cut that out. And I did widen the trouser legs a bit, well, you can see there, because I measured the pattern piece and measured my thigh, and the size 16 looks to be about an inch narrower than my thigh. So I thought I'd just make them a bit more wide leg and sew them together. It's not like I'm going to be wearing these out anyway, so it'd be fine. So yeah, so I'm all cut out. I've just had a delivery from Boots, which UK pharmacy company, because I need to go and dye my hair. So I may well have a completely different colour hair next time you see me. So, and then I shall carry on sewing this. But I've been desperate to dye my hair for ages now, because, yeah. So I will come back when I'm sewing. So I'm back. It is now 15:23, so almost 3:30. I started cutting this out at about 9 o'clock this morning. Stopped to do my hair, so new hair. I don't know if it's obvious, it is to me, but apparently not to my daughter. And I have just finished, just tried it on, got my husband to take some photos. I won't be using any of the photos that he took. The pajamas. I'm not sure if I want to really post up a picture of me in pajamas. So anyway, this was the pattern again. So it's a McCalls M5989. I literally kind of used it as a guide. I didn't actually read the instructions once on this. It is a pretty pattern. I think if you followed the instructions and you did the lace, the elastic lace on the front there, it would look lovely. What I did in the end was I cut out the pieces and I used the reclaimed flowers from my old dressing gown and I put them down the front just like that. And it does fit. I will put some pictures up there of what it looks like. And the pattern actually, where I looked at it briefly, it tells you to turn over. So basically you cut one of each front piece and one of the back piece and then you fold them over and hem them. I didn't want to do that because I think it looks messy. So I actually cut facing pieces. So there's a facing at the back there and the the straps are through that. So it's much neater on the inside, I think. And then the same goes for this. Although that's a little bit messy. As you can see, I had to go right up to the selvage there to fit it in. And when I tried it on, the gap at the front here was very, very wide. So I decided to actually join it up the center a little bit. And I think it looks quite nice. So yeah, so it's a pretty little sort of camisole top. And then the trousers, what I did, I mean, to be honest, I could have used the Sophia trousers from Tilly and the Buttons and it would have been exactly the same. So it's just a wide piece of elastic that I've sewn down the middle to stop it folding over. And I widened the legs. And then on the fronts, because I didn't have enough to go all the way around, on the front of the bottom, I've also added the little flowers. So it's matching the top. And I think it looks really cute. That looks tiny, but it does fit. They are a bit low. I could have done with having a bit of a higher rise to take account for my bottom, but they are fitting quite nicely, and I'm sure as you wear them they will loosen. So yeah, so it's a nice little set that I've made today. I'm quite pleased with that. This is lovely soft Beyond the Pink Door fabric from last month's box. So I've used it up, so I'm now ready to use the new fabric, which has just been washed. And actually I got in the post today a parcel from Semi Sunshine. I'm sure everybody does this, I was browsing their website, looking at remnants, looking at fabric, you know, filling a shopping basket that I'll probably never buy, and I saw these on sale. So I thought, why not treat myself? What am I talking about? I'll just buy them anyway. So this is the one that really caught my eye. It's Experimental Space, the lily top, and I actually want to make this in that, and then I'll make a probably a straightish skirt, maybe like a half circle skirt or something. I'll see what I've got left of the fabric after I've made this, and then make a skirt to match it. So I've got a co-ord set. I think yeah, so I think a lot of people are thinking co-ords with this. So yeah, so I got that one. So that's the lily top. It's got a very large, I think all of their stuff has got a very big measurement range, and they don't use numbers, they use names. So it's quite interesting. So I'll be looking at that. I haven't made one of these before, but I've seen them, and I love the packet anyway. I love what they've got on here. So the other one I got here is the KC sweater, which there's the line drawing. I love this bit, and I love doing that kind of thing. So this looks like a really fun fun one to make, so I'm quite looking forward to that. Not currently appropriate because it's pretty warm here today. And then finally another one from Experimental Space, the Josie blouse. So this has got like pleating in the shoulder area. So there's the line drawing. So, and it's got big cuffs, and that just looks really pretty. So I was quite excited to get these. It was like, ooh, something else to make. But I was obviously in the middle of my pajamas. So I suspect I shall be starting on that one tomorrow in this fabric, and then see what I can make out of a skirt afterwards. Just so you know, what I'm wearing is a self-drafted. So basically I thrifted a t-shirt from, well, it wasn't a thrift shop, it was they're called the Kilo Sales, and it was a really nice t-shirt. It's got a slogan on the top of it, and what I wanted to do was to attach a skirt to it. I'm a big fan of t-shirt dresses, so it was and I love this colour. So basically I took the t-shirt and I lopped off this much of the bottom of the t-shirt. It was a man's t-shirt, and then I attached the black and white window pane to it. Actually, I'll see if I can find a picture and put it up here for you to have a look at. It's one of my favourite things to wear. And then with what was left, because it was quite a large man's t-shirt, I basically just put a tank top that I own over the fold, both sides, and then cut two of it, so it's same front and back. And then I attached it to this viscose, so this is jersey and this is viscose, and I just basically stretched this to fit this in, so it's very slightly gathered. And I had just enough to make this goes slightly below my knee, so sort of calf length, I guess. I love this, it's so comfy, and I just think it looks pretty. And I bound the edges because it's big enough to get over my head, doesn't need to stretch. I bound the edges with the same fabric, and I think it looks great. I really enjoy just sort of making up dresses like this and putting the jersey with woven or knit with woven and see what happens. But yeah, but that is the bottom of the old t-shirt as was. So yeah, so I used up all of that t-shirt. So anyway, just thought I'd pop on, show you what I made, show you my new hair, which is apparently not that much different from the last hair. It is slightly darker, so which was my intent. I wanted to bring the blonde down a bit, because eventually I'd quite like to just grow out grey. I've been natural before, and that's where I want to go again. So that was it from me. It's been a lovely day today. I've been sewing all the time, so my ironing board's still up. I've got one of those Olisa, I don't know, one of those irons that stands up. It was bought for me for my for Mother's Day this year. So, but I tend to pick it up faster than its legs can go. So I'm always doing this, and its legs are still down. I need to slow down. So anyway, I shall smash all of this together, try to make a video out of it, and I hope it was interesting for you. Thanks. So this seems to be turning into a bit of a weekend, spend the weekend with me kind of vlog. Today is Sunday. It is, I don't know because I'm holding my phone, 9:26 in the morning. I've just been sat watching Love's Red Sews and The Secret Life of a Seamstress and all their bumper fabric hauls, so I'm feeling super FOMO, but I'm determined I'm not going to spend too much money on fabric because I don't have any space for it. And today I am going to sew up that's a terrible shot, the fabric that I got in this month's Beyond the Pink Door. So what I am doing is the lily top from Experimental Space. I was really excited, so I immediately, after finishing my pajama set last night, I immediately went and cut this out. I was going to be a good girl and trace the pattern because obviously size fluctuations and all that, and I drew the lines around the outside of the pattern, you know, in highlighter to recognize which ones to cut, and then thought I can't do this. My cold is still in full flight, and I just could not bring myself to trace it out and then cut it out. So I have cut it out. I have graded. So this one is in names, not numbers, but it is basically A, B, C, D, E, whatever. So I fall into an, I think it was a Eve for my bust, but a Gia or a Gia for my hips. So at the waistline, I kind of graded out from the Eve down to the gear. So so that's what I've done, so fingers crossed it works, and I'm really excited to see what that looks like made up. So I should be back later. I may do a little bit in between, but we'll see. So yeah, see you in a bit. So it is now, I don't know what the time is because it's on my watch. It's 12:10, and I have finished the Lily by Experimental Space, and here it is, and I really love it. I've definitely messed up the neckline. This is a very slippery fabric, and it was probably not the best choice for this for the first time sewing it. I was thinking of taking pictures through the sewing process, but because it was my first time and I found some of the instructions a little bit confusing, and so as is usual with me, I went off pattern and just did what I wanted to do. I have messed it up a little bit. So the neckline is sitting out a little bit here. This is supposed to go up your neck like that. And so this really should be like that. And I decided, rather than using the fabric as the bias around the neck, I used some store-bought bias, but I think I've not sewn that up high enough. So I could possibly go in there and fix that at some point. It just literally needs that. I think that's because I wasn't, as usual, I struggle with seam allowances, and it's a 5/8 seam allowance, and I think I didn't do that there. But otherwise, I love the pattern. I love the way it is. There are some confusing steps. So when you do this little cuff around here, I didn't really understand what they were trying to tell me. So I just did it how I usually do it. They do tell you to do French seams throughout, which would be really, really lovely. I've done French seams a couple of times. It's not my favourite. I know it looks great, but it just seems annoying to sew a seam twice. So I just overlocked and then top stitched. Don't look too closely at my top stitching. But yeah, I really love it. And this took about 1 metre. So of the 2.5 metres that was in the Beyond the Pink Door box, I've still got 1.5 metres, and I think I can get some sort of skirt out of that. So eventually I can have a matching set. As I was making this, I was looking at these shapes, and I was thinking to myself, those are bananas, and those look like cherries. So I'm actually thinking I might enter this for the So Fruity. I didn't really have anything to enter because I kind of forgot about it, and then I used up that double gauze with the little melon or whatever, lemon, oranges pieces on it, and I already posted that up, so I don't think I can post it again. So I might enter this and see if I can get away with those being bananas. But yeah, I love it. Just a shame about the neck there. You can see what it's doing. I'm wearing a sports bra underneath, which is obviously not ideal. So yeah, so thanks for joining me this weekend. You will probably realise that I haven't done any housework. So we did get 2 loads of washing done yesterday, which was practically all of our washing. There's no vacuuming, there's no polishing going on this weekend. I literally get up in the morning, watch a bit of YouTube, eat when I need to eat. My husband had to go out yesterday with his father, do a few errands, and he's in the bath right now, so I'm left to my own devices. So it's a lovely quiet weekend with lots of sewing, which I know a lot of us don't have the opportunity to do. But also my kids my daughter's home from uni, but she's 20 years old, and my son is 14. And they're both in their rooms playing Final Fantasy, which released a new expansion recently. So I haven't really seen them at all this weekend. So it's me time all the way. So I may well go off and make a skirt with the other piece of this fabric now this afternoon. I think I'm just going to take a rest now and eat some lunch. Because this cold is wiping me out a little bit, and I've had enough now. It's been a week. I think it can go now. So anyway, I hope it was interesting following me this weekend, and don't feel pressured to try and keep up with my level of sewing. You know, everything I make isn't perfect, obviously. I do rush things, and like I said, this weekend I've had a lot of time to myself, so it's been great. So back again with another little update, because I suddenly realised I hadn't said to you about this. So yesterday I was wearing a sort of tank top dress that I had made from a piece of t-shirt and some viscose that I had, and I mentioned that I'd cut it off the bottom of the thrifted t-shirt, and this is that thrifted t-shirt. So I got this at a kilo, I don't know what they're called, but basically it's like a thrift shop that goes around the country, and you can you pay by the kilo. And I found this and I love it. It is very old, as you can probably tell, but this is what I wanted to do, so I just attached it to a piece of this window pane gauze, and it's the best thing. I could make 100 of these and that would be all I ever need in my wardrobe. So I just wanted to quickly say that because I mentioned it yesterday. So that's what I'm wearing today, with a pair of store-bought leggings. So yeah, there you go. I'm gonna have fun trying to stitch all of these different bits of video together. I've never done that before, so sorry if it doesn't work.